What is up, everybody? Welcome back to From the Crypt. Today is a beautiful
A
day
day.
in May, and
A hot ass day.
yeah, actually, it was pretty toasty today. And it rained here. I don't know about where you are, but it rained here, and it was still hot as fuck. I don't know why, but
Sunny as all hell.
it was just hot and sticky and humid here. I don't know why. It was only in like the lower 70s, but I thought the rain would kind of like drop that a couple degrees. Nope, it just made it sticky and gross. But anyway, what you been up to, man? How you been doing? What you been playing? What, if anything, watching, listening to?
Okay, what have I been watching? Uh, God.
I don't know.
Star Wars. Bunch of Star Wars.
I
Jacob.
finally started Attack of the Clones today because I have not had the time this week.
No, Jacob has finally, latched on to Star Wars, and thank God, I don't know if it was, a 5.5 year, time gap that, Rise of Skywalker ruined Star Wars for me, but that veil is gone, and
Okay.
now I'm, balls deep back into it. We finished A New Hope today, and we've already finished the prequel trilogy. He
Cool.
actually likes Clone Wars now, so now we're going through that show as well.
Cool.
Uh, been playing a lot of Star Wars games. Fired up Jedi Knight Academy because I haven't played that in forever. I'm almost done with Republic Commando because I never finished that, so I'm gonna do that for my New Year's resolution stuff. And then you're gonna love this. Um, I just installed Star Wars: The Old Republic,
Nice.
so I am gonna dive back into an MMO eventually.
Hell yeah. Nice.
That's not WoW.
Yeah, I know. Oh well.
But
Dude, I
music,
haven't touched WoW in like 2 months.
good for you.
But
Feels good, don't it?
I'm getting the itch. No, I'm getting the itch really
Oh.
bad.
Man,
It's
don't
coming
miss
back
those
so
days.
hard. I just haven't had the time, so I was like, I couldn't justify subbing to it. But, um, yeah, lately I've been seeing some of the like player housing shit that's coming in midnight, and I'm like, oh, fuck, I need a sub again, so I'm all caught up by the time midnight comes out. Because I'm pretty sure it's coming out this year. So I don't know.
And we get
But we'll
and
see.
and we got Borderlands 4 later this year too.
Yep.
So
And that's looking pretty damn good. Not gonna lie.
yeah.
That gameplay footage I watched the other day that I was talking to you about, it's looking pretty juicy. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, and I think yesterday they put out more because I had a
Oh, did they?
notification on the PlayStation app on my phone.
Hmm.
Said there was another direct or whatever, uh,
Huh.
whatever it was. So, but I was on that field trip thing, so I wasn't able to watch it.
Yeah. No, I'll check that out at some point because I enjoyed what I've seen so far. But we'll see. Yeah, my only ask is that the story is not cheesy as fuck like Borderlands 3, because I loved Borderlands 3 otherwise. Like I'm obviously after launch, after the whole, latency thing and the lag and all this shit, like I get it. I understand that launch wasn't great, but by the time I started playing it, we didn't have those problems. So I kind of jumped in at the best time that I could have. And we enjoyed it quite a bit. We were playing every fucking night after work, me and Toby.
Yeah.
And we definitely got some hours into it. And the first DLC, Handsome Jackpot, was phenomenal. Loved
Yes.
Guns and Tentacles, or whatever the fuck it was called, was beautiful. Loved every second of it.
Yes.
And then the rest of the DCs were just like, I don't know, forgettable.
I actually enjoyed all of the DLCs so much more compared to the campaign because the campaign just set the bar so low.
All the
But
other
yeah,
DLCs were forgettable to me. I don't even remember. I know there was like a Western, like a Wild West kind of themed one. And then other than
Bounty
that,
Blood, I
I
think.
don't remember most of it. And I don't remember
Krieg's,
any of the other ones.
Fuster Cluck.
Fuster Clock, yeah. It was alright. I don't know.
That
But
one
the
was
first
short.
two DLCs were way cool, and definitely outshined the main campaign by a mile. I loved Necro like the zone anyway. I thought the zone was really cool, and the main story and shit. And I liked the Eden 6 or whatever it's called, Eden 6 or Eden 9.
Yeah.
or whatever the fuck it's called, the swampy area. That was pretty fun. But yeah, the story was just so fucking corny, dude. And I'm like,
so bad.
Please don't do that again. So as long as we don't get that, I'm here for it.
We're good.
So
we're good.
And as long as we don't launch with a shitload of lag and latency and stuff like that, where like it's almost unplayable, that would be great too.
Yeah, because I played primarily like right at launch in 2019, and then when I had when I had COVID in 2022, and I'm serious, I was so pissed off by the time I like stopped playing in 2019 because of the gameplay issues. Because it shouldn't take fucking 10 goddamn seconds for your like after you press start to change your shit. Shouldn't take 10 seconds for that shit to pop up. That just got annoying and pulled you out of the gameplay.
Yeah.
And then, God, what else? Oh, they were just going around nuking every single build that you could possibly make. And that was beyond frustrating. But in 2022, when I played, it was different because they had fixed those issues. Game ran fine, and the DLCs were a lot of fun to play.
The menus never really fully got up to speed, in my opinion. I think the menus were always super fucking slow. Even if they weren't laggy, just the animations themselves were just really droning, I felt. If I was going to nitpick, they always did seem kind of slow, even without the lag.
Oh god, but it was light years. Like you go from like literally 10 seconds to like maybe like 1 or 2. It's okay. That is a monstrous fucking improvement. Because like literally, I would push it and be like, do I have enough time to go take a shit before my fucking echo menu loads?
Yeah. I did see that they're fixing the legendary system as well. So like, legendary items will actually be legendary this time, and they're not going to drop every single time you defeat a boss. So that's cool.
That's good.
Good. I think that there should be some kind of really cool thing per boss, especially if you're in the higher difficulties. But like, it got crazy how many legendaries fell per boss in 3. Like, there was a ton, especially the higher difficulties. Once you got up to, like, Madness, before they did the revamp of it, once you got to Madness 5 and up, dude, you just go fucking kill the Grove Warden or whatever the hell his name was and get...
Grave Ward.
10 legendaries, like, right there.
Yeah. or to run! And, yeah, he would drop, like, fucking 5 or 6. Easy.
Oh, yeah.
You wouldn't even have to be on a mayhem difficulty. Yeah. And he would still drop like at least 3 every single time.
Yep. So that's cool that they're doing that. I still wouldn't want them to be so sparse that like you hardly ever even see them, but like it is cool that they're limiting the drop rate on that, because they don't even feel like they just felt like a different type of weapon at that point, you know.
Yeah. As long as they don't go full on Destiny with it, because you know, like you don't know how many times like it's like, oh, this exotic is locked behind this dungeon, and you do the dungeon. It never, like, you'd have to run the dungeon like 6 fucking times in order to get it. Like find that good ground where it's like, okay, you may not get it the first time, but like your chances increase or something if they do like boss specific loot like that, which they probably do.
Trust me, man, I've been trying to get Invincible in WoW for my entire WoW career, and he's never dropped. So literally cannot get that fucking horse to save my goddamn life. And I have killed the Lich King, I can't even tell you how many times. It's disgusting, probably, but
it's frustrating is what it is.
But yeah, they're also doing a system where like parts of weapons will come with other parts of brands. I mean, like the gun companies and shit. So you can get a Malawan like magazine or something with a Jacob's barrel and shit, which I thought was kind of interesting. I thought that was pretty cool. That'll be fun to see the combinations come out
that
for
you
that.
Can make out.
Yeah. So now, a cool thing would be, even though like it would kind of take away from the looter aspect of it, but it would be cool to see some kind of crafting stuff, you know, where you can build your own kind of shit. That would be kind of cool, but again, that would kind of take out the looter aspect. Not really, because you'd still have to go like
you'd still have to grind for the mats.
Yeah. So I don't know, that'd be fun. I think that'd be cool, but I didn't see anything about a crafting option yet, so we'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, so far so good. Looking pretty good so far. So other than that, I've just been playing Rivals. I was playing a little bit of Oblivion Remaster. Yeah, that's about it. Trying to watch Star Wars, but it's been so goddamn busy this week. Just hasn't happened. We're about a third of the way through The Return of the King. Almost done with our Lord of the Rings watch through.
Hell yeah.
So, yeah. Cool stuff. I haven't really been doing much other than that because we've been hanging out with family and all that good stuff. Sick kids, all that,
Fun
junk.
adult stuff.
Yeah. Anyway, Derek, what are we doing today? What are we talking about?
Today we are talking about our top 10 favorite albums from the year 2013. And I will just go ahead and let you in on a little secret. 2013 was a fucking awesome year for music. Oh man.
Yes, it was.
God, so good.
Some of my favorite albums of all time came out of 2013. Some of them.
Yeah.
I've got at least 2 tens in my top 10. No skip albums.
Easy.
For sure.
Easy, yeah. I'm looking at 4 for sure.
I think I could probably say 3, but we'll see. Definitely 2, maybe 3.
It was just a good year.
Year. I also graduated this year, so.
Okay, so now I can finally piece it together. How much older than you I am. Because I always forget how old you and Toby are, because I just assume we're all the same age.
Dude, Toby's even younger, buddy.
I know!
He's a baby.
He sucks!
He's a baby, dude.
He sucks!
He's a wee little bab. Yeah, dude, it was a good year. It's a good year for sure. I have a funny story as well that I was not able to find my fucking CD case, so I will not be able to give the extra information for this funny story, but it's funny nonetheless. But at a later time on a different episode, if I have found my CD case by then and I'm able to use a very specific CD because it might not even work anymore, I will give said information during that episode, and I'll recall this little story because the song itself I remember loving, and I'll get into it, but it was a dumb little thing. It's not even that cool of a story. It's a funny little thing with an album that came out this year. So
yeah.
Anyway,
okay,
we'll discuss that when we get to honorable mentions. Anyway.
Yeah.
Rules.
We got some rules though. No remasters.
No EPs.
No live albums. No EPs.
No demos.
No singles. No demos.
No re-releases. Did you say that?
I said remasters.
Yeah, remasters, re-releases, whatever. All that stuff. None of that. It's got to be a full-length studio album from the year 2013.
Yes.
Now, obviously, those albums can have bonus tracks that have had songs from previous years or whatever. That doesn't count. But the whole album cannot be a whole remaster or greatest hits kind of thing. You know what I mean? So,
yeah. Yeah, definitely no greatest hits.
Yeah, for sure. But
right.
other than that, it should be for no live albums. Did you say that?
I think I did.
Okay. Well, I said it again. Anyway, y'all get the picture. Full-length studio albums only from 2013. Who went first last time? Did I go first? Do you go first?
I have no idea. I think, let me look. I think I went second last time.
Don't matter to me. If you would like to start, feel free.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and kick it off. Okay, so at number 10, this album was released August 16th of 2013. Almost said 2003. I'm going to slip up at some point. And I am talking about Hole by Soil.
Okay.
This was the return of Ryan McCombs to Soil, because he was in Soil for their first 2 albums, or first 2 major releases, Scars and Unreal, and then he went and did a couple albums with Dragon Pool is what I almost said. Drowning
Force is what I
Pool.
thought you were gonna say.
No, I knew it was Drowning Pool, but Dragon came out, so it was going to be Dragon Pool.
Sure.
Yeah. But no, this album, me and my friends at the time were very, very excited for because we are huge, huge Soil fans. This didn't quite hit the mark like Scars and, oh God, I just literally said Redefine. That was what the album was. I think I said another thing. Scars and Redefine. Out of it. It's hot. But songs that I really, really recommend off opening track, Loaded Gun. You know what's coming. Shine On was the lead single. And then one song I don't hear a lot of people talk about, Amalgamation, which it kind of takes the approach like what Megadeth did with Victory on Euthanasia, and it uses previous song titles like as the lyrics, and it flows perfectly. Like there's even some Drowning Pool, like because it does mention Feel Like I Do and 37 Stitches. So yeah,
That's pretty cool.
awesome album. I will say I like the back half of the album, with the exception of Loaded Gun. But still, if you like Soil and you never check this one out, what are you doing? Just go do it because you're gonna have a good time.
Okay.
But yeah, number 10, Hole by Soil.
Nice. Okay. Number 10 came out July 30th, 2013. It is The Wrong Side of Heaven and the Righteous Side of Hell, Volume 1. This one is, in my opinion, a landslide better than Volume 2 by 1.5 miles. I do not even, if I'm being honest with you, remember what was on Volume 2. Let me see. Let me look real quick.
Battleborn,
Oh,
Here to Die,
Battleborn.
Cradle of the Grave, House of the Rising Sun.
Yeah. Not even fucking close. Not even
Wait
fucking
Beneath My Sin.
Not
Yeah,
even close. But yeah, Mama Said Knock You Out with Tech Nine, LL Cool J, fucking awesome song. Lift Me Up with Rob Halford, obviously fantastic. I loved it anyway. However, it was definitely everywhere.
Yeah,
Wrong Side
I was
of Heaven,
never big.
Watch You Bleed.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
stuff. Good stuff.
I was never big on Lift Me Up. Like I don't know. Like
I
it's
loved
like,
it.
I couldn't get into that one.
I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed Halford's part in it and all that, but like, I don't know. It did get overplayed. I ain't gonna front. It got overplayed for sure.
Oh yeah.
But I don't remember hearing this one nearly as much as like stuff like Chalk Outline, like we were talking about before, or Bully.
Oh god.
You know,
Yeah.
like those played way more than this one in my opinion. But I think this is probably around the time that Five Finger Death Punch was starting to get a little bit more radio play. You know, whereas Shinedown and 3 Days Grace had been getting radio stuff for the last fucking 10, 15 years, you know?
Oh, 100%. Because they, up until this point, they had only had one number one hit on mainstream rock charts anyways, and that was off of American Capital.
Yeah.
But now you look at the list, and they've got like 15 or 16 number one hits, and it started with Wrong Side of Heaven, like the double album.
Burn Motherfucker as well was fun. Yeah, just it was a fun album. It was a fun album. This is, again, a little bit lower on my list because I don't know. This was around the time that I stopped getting into Five Finger Death Punch. You know, their music was starting to get a little stale for me, especially after part 2 of this album came out. I just felt like I had heard it all, and I like their older album. I know I sound like an old head, but like their older shit was just better, and I don't think anybody can really argue that.
Anybody wants to argue that, please, we will have you on to a talk. Because
if anybody wants to tell me that there's a better Five Finger Death Punch album than The Way of the Fist or War is the Answer, you're wrong.
Yeah, and I'll go ahead and throw in the caveat that came out within the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Please, Let's talk. Let's
Not happening.
discuss. Nah.
But yeah, I think this is probably the last Five Finger Death Punch album that I paid attention to and was like actively listening to. After this, they kind of just went all downhill, to be honest. Wasn't really a fan of anything that came after this, but yeah, number 10, The Wrong Side of Heaven and The Righteous Side of Hell, Volume 1, Five Finger Death Punch.
Okay. No, that was good. Basically, everything you said there, I am in complete agreement with. Because yeah, that was the last. That we'll probably talk about it later. So at number 9, we have got. Well, sorry, this was released June 7th, 2013. We have the Whack album by Lonely Island.
Nice.
Yeah, this Lonely Island was fucking huge for me and my buddies. Like, if we were partying, Lonely Island is what we were listening to. YOLO was everywhere, and that shit is hilarious. Semicolon, that I still quote to the, like, I'll just be doing something random, and then like something from the song will pop up, and then I'll go on a tangent about it. Spring Break Anthem, Three-Way with Justin Timberlake and Lady Gaga.
I always forget that Three-Way. I always forget that Three-Way came out on this album because I always feel like I had heard it way before this. I don't. Dude. I always forget that was on this album, but
I remember like literally watching SNL when that premiered, and I was fucking dying.
Oh, dude, we watched the music video for it on YouTube so many times.
So good.
It's so funny.
And then the last one,
Perfect Sunday.
Oh yeah,
so good.
Last one I don't hear a lot of people talking about, but I find it extremely hilarious. Is I Fucked My Aunt featuring T-Pain.
Yeah. Previously, so, I mean, I'm on a boat with T-Pain as well. Dude, you throw T-Pain on a track, it's gonna be funny, man.
Dude, yeah, you throw him with Lonely Island, they're gonna give you gold every single fucking time. But yeah, so number 9, Whack album by Lonely Island. It's hilarious. The end.
Facts. Well, my number 9 is also a June album. It's June 25th, 2013. A little on the heavier side, though. It is Deceiver of the Gods by Amon Amarth. If you are an Amon Amarth fan, and this isn't in your top 3 Amon Amarth albums, you're not an Amon Amarth fan. That's pretty much what I've got to say about that. But Deceiver of the Gods is a hell of an album. Just straight up fucking Viking metal to the max, dude.
Oh yeah,
it's just so good. Blood Eagle, Father of the Wolf, obviously the self-titled Deceiver of the Gods. We Shall Destroy. Just, I mean, yeah. What else can I say? It's an Amon Amarth album. It's fun. It's ball pounding. It's obviously, what's his face's vocals are just phenomenal as usual. Johan, sorry, forgetting his name for a second, but I think the limited edition had a song with Priest in it. Yeah, Burning Anvil of Steel with Judas Priest, so that was pretty fun.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, go check it out, dude. Deceiver of the Gods is super fun. I'm not sure where I'd rank this in my Amon Amarth albums, but it's definitely in my top 3 for sure. And yeah, go check it out. Number 9, Deceiver of the Gods, Amon Amarth.
Okay. One thing I'm going to tell everybody, and I know I've already said something about this to you, I don't know what it was with this specific year. There were so many good albums that came out in April.
Okay.
I just want everybody to be aware of that. So
April. I've got 1, 2. This one I have to look because I had to fucking just pull up the artist page. Yeah, I don't know. This one didn't have a link to like the actual album for some reason, so I had to pull up the artist page. Hang on. Came out.
I'll just go ahead and say
February.
half of my list came out within a 10-day span. So just let that sink in, which I didn't fully realize it. Like, I kind of realized it at the time, but now that it's all laid out and noted down, I was like, damn, April 2013 might have been one of the best months in music, at least for me.
I had 2.
Possibly ever. I have 5. And that's not even me checking the dates of the other ones just yet. But
yeah, because Righteous Side of Hell came out in June, right?
Mm-hmm.
July. Yeah, Monomarth came out in June. I don't know. Yeah. You just had a good April month, man.
Dude, yeah.
But I've got
like,
2
that's why
that's
why I said for me, like, April 2013 was one of the best months like ever. Like, because I know there's some in my honorable mentions that I remember coming out in April as well, but they didn't quite make the cut.
Yeah, I might have a few in honorable mentions that came out in April.
But I'll go ahead and move on if you want to double check that. This album was released April 1st, 2013, and this is actually only the second album I've ever listened to by this band, with the other being their most recent release. So other than that, I don't really like this band all this much, but a banger is a banger, and I'll call it like I see it. I am talking about Sempiternal by Bring Me the Horizon.
Nice.
This was the first Bring Me the Horizon album I like even remotely listened to. So people like, I don't know any better. Fuck off, man.
This is Sandpit Turtle.
Or don't forget classics such as Can You Feel My Fart?
Can You Feel My Fart is a classic.
And I just farted.
Hell yeah. Sandpit Turtle is the best though. Dude, I love that fucking song.
No, God, what Sleepwalking, just awesome. House of Wolves, Go to Hell for Heaven's Sake, Shadow Moses, like this, I remember at one point being like, this might be my number 1 album of the year.
Damn.
Like in 2013, because I was so blown away by this album. But like I said, 5 albums in my top 10 came out within a 10-day stretch, and obviously a few others of those came out after April 1st. But yeah, Sempiternal by Bring Me the Horizon, number 8.
Nice. Yeah, we might talk about that a little later as well, so I won't say much. But number 8 came out May 29th. Actually, that was the Japan release. It actually came out in June 25th in North America. So I actually have a bunch of June dates, it seems. But
hey, there you go.
This one came out, June 25th, 2013. It is Butik, B-U-T-I-K, by Chthonic, C-H-T-H-O-N-I-C, Chthonic.
Okay, hold on. Spell that for me one more time in a second. Okay, spell it.
C-H-T-H-O-N-I-C is the band. And Butik, B-U-T-I-K, is the the album name.
That is an interesting combination.
Yeah, it's Chinese.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, this is a very heavy, like stupid heavy melodic death metal band from China, and this album is fucking phenomenal. The song Supreme Pain for the Tyrant and Defenders of Butik Palace are just bangers, dude. I mean, this whole album's fun as hell, but those two for sure. I believe they might have even been the singles. I got into this album way later than it came out, I think, but it is just a fun album, dude. They use a lot of Chinese, like traditional Chinese instruments, but there is no shortage of just heavy fucking riffs that just choke you out, dude. It is super fun, super fast. There's obviously some moments of rest and shit, but like it's just It's just a banger, dude. This album is so cool, and this band is really cool. They're listed as symphonic black metal, which I guess, but they're definitely melodic death metal influence for sure. Is at least this album anyway. But if you're wanting to get into some more metal from like different countries and stuff to like kind of get a taste of their culture in metal music, this is a definitely good spot to play to go for China. Like their music's insane. And the craftsmanship behind the albums as well, or this album in particular, phenomenal. Everybody's on their fucking A game from start to finish. Super fun. Matter of fact, I might listen to this tomorrow. I'm itching to listen to it now, but
there you go.
Yeah, number 8, Boutique by Chthonic. I'm probably butchering the shit out of that, by the way, but that's how I pronounce it, so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
Hey, we're not perfect.
I gave it a go.
Oh, I did some double checking. Yes, 6 of my albums came out in April.
Nice. Yeah, I got a bunch of June dates, so yours was April, mine was June.
Okay. All right. Number 7, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, I was scrolled wrong. Number 7. This album was released April 2nd of 2013. And I am talking about Disarm the Descent by Killswitch Engage.
That's crazy because my number 7 also came out April 2nd, 2013, and it is also Disarm the Descent by Killswitch Engage.
Nice! We did it again.
Hell yeah. All in due time.
God.
Dude.
Ugh. This was legit. This was the first like full Killswitch album that I got into. Because Howard stuff didn't resonate with me yet. I mean, obviously we know. I mean, my number 1 artist on Spotify last year was Killswitch, and I will tell you that was all Howard era Killswitch.
Dude, Howard era Killswitch has made my Spotify Wrapped every single year.
Exactly.
Same with Trivium.
But yeah, I mean. The album just starts off and it fucking grabs you immediately. Hell and Me, Beyond the Flames, New Awakening, In Due Time, all grab you by the nuts and take you for a fucking ride.
Yeah.
And then you got The Call, Always, You Don't Bleed for Me. I remember cleaning my old. It wasn't even a 1-bedroom apartment. It was there was a living room, a kitchen, and a bathroom. That is all we had. Just cleaning this fucking apartment, just bopping this fucking album so many times. It's so good.
It's a fun album, dude. I love Jesse's voice. Okay, I love him to death as a vocalist, but I just like his stuff so much more with Times of Grace, and this feels to me like a Times of Grace album.
That's fair.
So I think that's probably why I enjoy this one more so than some of Jesse's other stuff, in Killswitch Engage anyway, because it does feel like Times of Grace, but with a little sprinkle of Killswitch in there, you know what I mean? Which,
yeah,
that may be a diss on the band. I don't mean it that way. I mean it in a very positive way, because it's just a really fun album altogether, but it does remind me a lot of Times of Grace. Maybe a little heavier, because I think it is a little heavier. But like this, if they would have said that this was the new Times of Grace album after Hymn of a Broken Man, wouldn't have surprised me. Like, I wouldn't have been surprised at all. I would have believed you. So,
yeah.
But yeah, great album, awesome album. In Due Time is just such a fun song to sing along to. Driving down the road, singing along to In Due Time, dude. Every single time. So good.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Yeah. Double number 7. Disarm the Descent. Killswitch Engage.
Okay, well.
Go
ahead. I cheated.
Our number 6s will not be the same.
No, because we already talked about this album.
Oh, okay.
But I am lumping in its counterpart as well.
Okay.
So released July 30th and November 19th.
Oh.
We have got The Wrong Side of Heaven, The
I see.
Righteous Side of Hell, Volume 1 and 2.
Gotcha. Okay, that's fair.
Now, I will say I do like both albums. I do for the most part. Everything you said about them becoming repetitive and just overplayed on radio, 1000% accurate. I feel that what they should have done, because there are some just whiffs on two, like I'll say Wrecking Ball. No, we're
Uh,
good. Matter of Time. No. Cold was a cover from one of Ivan's previous bands. I don't know. I can't remember what band it was. Um,
uh,
but like Here to Die, Wait Beneath My Sin, especially when they finally put out the fucking version with Ryan Clark from Demon Hunter, because they announced that shit and then it just never came out. And then I think like a couple years ago they put out like the full thing on Spotify, and it finally included that. You could cut some of these songs and just squeeze it into one super badass album, because
yeah.
I do like the cover of House of the Rising Sun. A Day in My Life, God, that song fucking hits hard for me, especially during this time period.
Hmm.
Watch You Bleed is easily the standout of both albums, because my God, I wanted to fucking kill people to that so bad.
Yeah, Watch You Bleed is
But
a banger. I can't even deny that.
but I will say probably my least favorite. I I fucking hate that song. I'm just gonna be honest. I absolutely
Hang on, say that again. Your mic cut out when you said the title.
Oh, sorry. Anywhere But Here
Oh,
with
okay.
Maria Brink.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha. That's
cannot
fair.
fucking stand that song.
Yeah,
But yeah,
that's
other
fair.
ones like other ones on Volume One, like I Am Sin, Dot Your Eyes. Like you want to talk about getting pumped and going to fuck somebody up, you listen to Dot Your Eyes.
Hmm.
God, it just feel like I could snap a man in half if that. But I don't think it should have been a double album. I think they should have cut a few tracks and then just squeezed it all together in one. And I feel they definitely fucking could have.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
then it would have just been a fucking solid throughout banger, instead of each album does have its fair share of bangers, but then there's a couple that's like
Why is this
that's
even here?
yeah.
Why did you even put
So
this in the album at all?
I know it sounds like I'm shitting on both of them. I'm really not trying to, but Jacob already covered a bunch of the positives, and like I said when he talked about it, I agree with what he said. So I figured I would at least shed some light on why I lumped two in together.
That's fair.
And yeah, so number 6, both volumes of the Wrong Side of Heaven, Righteous Side of Hell by Five Finger Death Punch.
I probably could have just lumped them both together as well. I was under the impression that like we would just pick one of them because they did technically come out and they like separate times and all that. But I get what you're saying, and I agree with that sentiment as well. There's some songs on Volume 2 that are cool. I don't like as many of them as you do, but there are some of them that are pretty fucking cool. So I just picked the one that I know I listen to way more.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, for sure. All right. Number 6 came out June 17th, 2013. It is Seventh Swampphony. So symphony, but instead of symph, it's swamp. By Kalma, Kalmah. I have talked about these guys before, back in 2010 when I chose their 12 gauge in my list. But Seventh Swampphony is also a fucking banger. I actually go back and forth between this one, 12 gauge, and what the hell's the name of that other one? The Black Waltz. The Black Waltz, Seventh Swampphony, and 12 gauge are my favorite Kalma albums for sure. But this one's pretty fun. Seventh Swampphony, like the self-title song, is great. Wolves on the Throne, fun as hell. Hollow, as in like HOLLO, Hollow. Super fun. But if you want some really cool melodic death metal, this is a jam, dude. This is a fucking jam. Honestly, Kalma as a whole is just a jam, but this album is pretty fun. And I listen to it a lot. Still do to this day. But yeah. Seventh Symphony by Kalma. Number 6, whatever it was. Number 6, yeah.
All right. Let's get controversial up in this bitch.
Oh, word?
Number 5, released October 10th, 2013. We have got Vengeance Falls Trivium.
Okay.
Now, this album, for some reason, it took me forever to come around to. I will say I came around to Silence in the Snow much quicker than this album.
Really?
Yes, it makes no sense to me. Believe me, I don't know. I don't even understand it. I don't make the rules. I'm just playing by them.
Okay.
I mean, compared to everything else Trivium has done, this was, I fully believe, bringing Dave Draymond in for producer. They were like, okay, it's time. Let's get that top 10 rock single, mainstream rock chart. Like, we're getting in on it. Because the songs were much shorter, and I don't know. Like, I know at the time Matt was saying, like, working with Dave has allowed me to increase my singing range and stuff like that. But this album just never hit until fucking way later. I mean, Through Blood and Dirt and Bone is legit my favorite song off of the album. Then you got Villainy Thrives.
Dirt and Bone.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Because
just that fucking chorus, I'll be taking you with me.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can get behind that. But, yeah, no, this album has grown on me significantly, but I will never fucking forgive it for having literally the worst goddamn cover I have ever heard in my entire life on it.
What? No.
Okay, sorry, second, because Disturbed is number 1. I forgot about that.
Fuck off. Skulls?
Dude, no.
Oh.
What?
Okay.
No, that's a fucking awesome cover.
That's why I was like, wait a minute. We're not going in that direction, are we? Because that song fucking pumps.
Oh, dude, no, that's a fucking, like, if I'm being 100% honest with you, the one song I have always consistently loved was Skulls, We Are 138.
You're talking about Losing My Religion.
That is fucking atrocious, and I really wish I could go back in time and just don't fucking cover REM. Not because I'm a huge REM fan or anything like that, but just fucking don't. Like, it's awful.
Didn't mind the cover, but I mean, it's not my favorite song on the album. I could probably skip it, to be honest, but I didn't mind it.
Like, I've listened to that cover once, and then afterwards I wanted to start a shotgun. That's how bad that cover is to me. It's just fucking atrocious. I hate it.
I didn't think it was that
I fucking
bad.
hate it. But, yeah. Number 5, Vengeance Falls by Trivia.
Disregard the suck starting a shotgun part, but number 5. Oh, man. All right. Cool. Well, we'll be definitely talking about Trivium again, for sure. Can't be fucking From the Crypt episode involving a Trivium album and not talk about it at least twice, so.
100%.
Anyway, so, number 5. My number 5 came out April 1st, 2013. And it is Sand Pit Turtle by Bring Me the Horizon. This album's a banger. There's literally nothing else that I can say that we haven't already said. It's just so good, dude. I still listen to this album to this day. I don't give a shit what anybody says. I think this is probably my favorite Bring Me the Horizon album. And I have some pretty controversial Bring Me the Horizon opinions anyway, but I also didn't really like Bring Me the Horizon for a long time. I don't know if this would have been the first album that I listened to by them, but it's definitely the first one that stuck for sure. And I love the hell out of it. The whole thing, like start to finish. So that's got to count for something. Any diehard Bring Me the Horizon fans that disagree with that. I don't know. Just let me know, because I don't know really the consensus on what people's favorite album is by them, but I know this one is pretty positively looked at. However, I know that there's also some people that think this is the turning point for Bring Me the Horizon, and this is where they kind of fell off. I've heard that before anyway. Maybe that's not a majority, but let me know. I don't care regardless, because I love the album, but let me know anyway.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Anyway, number 5, Sempiternal by Bring Me the Horizon.
Okay. So, just to preface this, my top 4 all was released in April.
Oh, word.
Yeah. So, fun times. But this album was released April 26th, 2013. And we have got Tears on Tape by him.
Okay.
And unfortunately, it was their final album.
Yikes.
This album took me a little while to get used to, because it kind of had more of a raw, like, tone to it. It wasn't as clean and polished as Screamworks was that came before it. But once I finally did, like, it just came around to it, this fucking album is so goddamn good. I mean, with Unleash the Red and then bleeding essentially right into All Lips Go Blue. Oh, God, just a banger. I Will Be the End of You, the title track, Tears on Tape. Freaking, did I say it? Yeah, I said I Will Be the End of You. That song gets me fucking pumped. It's just, oh, so fucking good. Into the Night, Love Without Tears. I mean, this, if you like him, this is 100% their swan song. They knocked it out of the fucking park. It's just unfortunate because we were supposed to get like another album in 2017, and then instead of announcing the album, they announced Farewell to. But thankfully, I did get to see him, so I have seen them. Fortunately, Karen has not, and she will forever be pissed about them.
Damn.
I get it. But yeah, number 4, Tears on Tape by him.
Nice. Yeah, that's unfortunate about bands. I mean, sometimes they'll just put out their best shit and say, so yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was no Razor Blade Romance by any means, but like it's just such a good album. Like, and I was even listening to it a couple weeks ago, I was playing the shit on Clone Hero, because the stuff's just so fun to fucking play and listen to.
Speaking of something that would probably be insane to play on a Clone Hero if you ever get the chance to look for it, I actually had to pull this up on Spotify because for some reason Wikipedia does not have like a album page for this, even though it's their biggest album by a landslide. I'm pretty sure anyway. I'm almost certain this is their biggest album next to their 2022 release, which I did talk about in 22 when we did our 2022 top 10 or top 5. But it came out. Let's see. I had to pull it up on Spotify real quick. 2013. I don't remember. I don't have the exact date on here because for whatever reason it's not listed. But it came out in 2013. It is Spiritual Migration by Persephone. It probably says it on Google. I think February or something like that. But anyway, Spiritual Migration by Persephone is a phenomenal album. This shit is just like it is quite literally otherworldly, but at the same time so grounding and intense and fast and technical and melodic and soothing, but also very like blood pumping at the same time. Mind as Universe is just a crazy fucking song. The Majestic of Gaia is insane. There's this like little breakdown in the middle of it that like everything gets really nice and quiet and peaceful, and you can hear like birds chirping and the wind blowing and like trees swaying and everything. Like you can hear all this stuff kind of like building up, and then it just goes straight back into the fucking craziness and stuff. And it's nuts. These guys are super underrated. I don't know why they don't get talked about as much as they should, because they definitely deserve it. But I talked about their 2022 release, Metanoia, which is funny because I'm pretty sure Matanui is the name of the planet or the country or something in Bionicles. So, Metanoia, Matanui, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, Persephone, fantastic band. Spiritual Migration, amazing album. Definitely go check it out. Check out their other stuff too, because they're just really cool guys. But if you like progressive, like fast melodic, progressive, like experimental death metal, it's fun, dude. It's super fun. And trying to play some of this shit on fucking Clone Hero, yeah, good fucking luck, dude.
I probably can't do it anymore.
You probably couldn't do it even at your peak, dude. This shit is fucking intense. Like, it is fucking intense.
You don't tell me what I couldn't play at my peak.
Look,
Once this fucking elbow gets fixed and my hand stops fucking up, then I'll be fine.
I would be thoroughly impressed if you could play some fucking Spiritual Migration by Persephone. It is intense.
I'll fucking
It's fun.
it. Release date, April. No, I'm just kidding. March 29th. So close!
Very close.
Okay. All right. Number 3, this album was released April 9th of 2013. And I am talking about The House of Golden Bones Part 2 by Stone Sour.
Nice.
I'll be completely honest with you. I love Part 2 so much more than Part 1. Freaking Red City, just awesome. Sadist, like that, like it. I can't find the right words to describe what sadist makes me feel. For the love of God, yeah, probably, yeah. Shit. For the love of God, I couldn't. I'm horrible at naming characters in video games. Like, I can't ever think. Like, I'll come up with 20 names for somebody else, but when it's like, name your character, fuck, I got nothing.
Bob.
So literally, I named a rogue in WoW Gravesend because I couldn't fucking think of anything, and it's a
Nice.
banger.
Okay.
1982, The Uncanny Valley, and then the trilogy of songs like Blue Smoke, Do Me a Favor, The Conflagration, all just fucking awesome. And then closes out with The House of Golden Bones. Yeah, like I said, far superior in my opinion to Part 1. I fucking love this album.
I'll have to
still
go
bump
back.
this album.
I'll have to go back and listen to it because I don't remember most of it.
Oh god, yeah.
I'm sure I've listened to it, but I don't remember most of it, as opposed to Part 1 that dude, I listened to the shit out of Part 1.
I also forgot to mention Peck and Paw. That's fucking, oh god, so good. But yeah, number 3, House of Golden Bones by Stone Sour.
I'll go back and peep it. I don't know why that one, like, evaded me. Because the first one, I know lifed, so.
I would say sometimes they just don't click, and then
Yeah.
you go back at a later time, and then it all makes sense.
It's actually funny you mentioned that, because this next album that I have on my list was one of those albums for me. And it's my number 3 now, so as you can see, we've come a long way. But it released October 8th, 2013, and it is Common Courtesy by A Day to Remember. This album, the first time I heard it, was not a huge fan. This album, and as well as what the hell's the name of that other album that I also listened to by these guys, and I was like, meh. Bad Vibrations, that's the one from 2016. I was like, dude, what is this? Why the fuck are they releasing this shit? Years later, I listened to it again. I'm like, man, this shit slaps, dude. What was I talking about? But
I'll have to go back and check out Bad Vibrations because I really, like, I dig the fuck out of Paranoia. Like, I get down with that and Naivety.
Dude,
but
Bad
like the album
Vibrations,
as a whole, it didn't click.
I listened to it the first day and I was like, what the hell is this? I listened to it one more time, like right after the first listen to it. I'm like, fuck this shit. I didn't touch it for like weeks. And then eventually my my girlfriend at the time, she had put it on again, and I was like, oh, damn, is this the day to remember? Did they put something new out? And she's like, no, this is Bad Vibrations. They just put this out a couple weeks ago. And I'm like, oh, I actually fuck with this. And I listened to it again. I'm like, man, this is a banger, dude.
Sounds
awesome.
Completely fucking different.
Yeah. Said the same thing about Common Courtesy when it came out. But End of Me, I remember. City of Ocala, or Osala. I don't know how to say that. I don't give a shit. It's in Florida. Right Back at It Again. Sometimes You're the Hammer, Sometimes You're the Nail. Dude, this album is just super fun. Dead and Buried. Did I already say Dead and Buried?
I don't think you did.
Dead and Buried, dude. It's such a banger. And, yeah, I love this album now. I don't know what the hell I was thinking before. It's probably not my favorite. I still think Homesick. I know that's like a really generic answer, but Homesick is probably my favorite still. But What Separates Me From You is also just banger ass album. Anyway, Common Courtesy, Day to Remember, number 3.
Okay, so you know how you were literally just saying like it didn't click for you like at all, and then you had to go back and like re-listen to it, and then it suddenly made sense and was good.
Yep.
Yeah, that is my number 2 to a fucking T. This album was released April 10th, 2013.
Okay.
And I am going to butcher the title, because I always do.
Good.
I am talking about Infestunam by Ghost.
Okay. That doesn't surprise me.
Okay, so you obviously know I'm a Ghost fan. Okay. Even when, like, up until probably a couple years ago, I was a pretty hardcore Ghost fan, but I fucking could not stand this album. Like, it didn't make sense. It did not click for me. But when we saw them back in 2022, they played Year Zero, obviously. And holy fuck. Like, just the performance of Year Zero made me a fan. I still prefer, like, the album version. I'm cool now. But, God, seeing them live and playing it was just fucking insane. And so much better than what they captured on the album. But that started to, it cracked the door open. So I would say like some of my favorites off of the number 1 probably being Goulet, Zombie Queen. It's got like more of a 60s kind of vibe to it. It's very, very unique. Especially compared to like Skeleton that just came out, and it's very 80s influence. I get a lot of 60s-ness from this album. Gigolo Horror, Megiddo, Depth of Satan's Eyes, Idolatrine, Body and Blood, Pura Spera ad Inferi. God, this album top to bottom, it is probably actually like my favorite Ghost album now. And I literally harbored such a resentment for this album for the longest time. But god damn, it is good. So, number 2, Ghost in Fessunam.
Okay.
Butchering the fuck out of it, more than likely.
Doesn't surprise me. I forgot that Ghost released an album this year. I was looking at my fucking honorable mentions. I'm like, there's no way he has my 1 or 2 in that spot, because there's just no way. And then none of these other albums seem like an album you would have had in your number 2 spot. So I was like,
well, honestly, I kind of forgot.
And then Ghost should have clicked, but
no, I completely forgot this came out in 2013 as well. And then, like, so originally, we're talking years, almost over a decade. House of Golden Bones was number 2. And then I was like, fuck, I forgot. So then, yeah, had to rearrange the whole goddamn thing.
Well, now I know, because Vengeance Falls is not your number 1. I'm pretty sure I know what your number 1 is. Pretty sure I know what your number 1 is.
I bet you do.
Did your number 1 come out in April?
I literally said my top 4 albums all came out in April.
Okay, so did it come out April 5th?
Yes, okay. But don't spoil it, damn it!
Okay, April 5th. I fucking knew it, god damn it. If it wasn't going to be Trivium, it was going to be that one for sure.
Oh, dude, we will have some fucking talk. Don't you worry.
Okay. This one was rough because my number 1 and my number 2 could be interchangeable, to be completely honest with you. I could probably go either way, really, like realistically. But
That's when you know you had a good year.
yeah, dude, I could honestly, I wouldn't even be mad if tomorrow I was like, man, I should have said my number 1 was my number 2 or whatever, because they could be either one. Doesn't matter. So keep that in mind going forward. I'm going to go ahead and just say it in the way that I typed it because it's already there.
And the way you're feeling today.
Yeah. The way I'm feeling today, definitely, because one of these albums I just listened to in its entirety today. The other one I did not. However, would be happy to do so. But this album came out, my number 2, came out August 20th, 2013. It is Tomorrow We Die Alive by Born of Osiris. This album probably could be responsible for saving my life. Like, I'm not fucking kidding you when I say that this album harbors a very special place in my heart. This album came out at a very, very fucked up time in my life, and I was going downhill pretty hard during this point in my life. And this album came out and just, like, filled me with all kinds of feelings that, like, I was missing at the time, you know? And it's also the same time that I got my cat, which I named Osiris, specifically after this band, because this album in particular, also the Discovery back in 2011, was very influential in this as well. But this album in particular just came out at the perfect time in my life. Could not have been released at a different date if it wanted to be, for it to be as special as it is to me. Yeah, if you get a chance to listen to this album, 1000% listen to it start to finish. It is a fucking ride. It is a whole experience. Exhilarate's probably my favorite song. It's one of the few songs from early Born of Osiris that has any clean vocals at all. But Aeon 3, The Origin, Machine, the opening track, super, super fun. The Illusionist is really fun. Imaginary Conditions really fun. This whole album, just start to finish, just listen to it. It is a banger through and through. But yeah, dude, Tomorrow We Die Alive by Born of Osiris.
Nice. Okay. All right. So now we've got some honorable mentions.
Yes, we do.
To go through. And a few other categories. Okay. Sorry, I'm just typing some stuff up real quick. All right. So I will start off with my honorable mentions.
Okay.
We've got, first up, Black Veil Brides, The Wretched and Divine, The Story of the Wild Ones. Red, Release the Panic. Device.
Oh,
Avenged
shit,
Sevenfold.
I forgot Device released an album this year. Holy shit.
Yeah, you want to guess what month it came out?
It was the only album they ever released, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just just Device, right? That was it.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw that on my honorable mentions, too. I forgot that one was on there.
It came out in April. Avenged Sevenfold, Hail to the King. Rob Zombie, Venomous Rat Regeneration Vendor. Alter Bridge, Fortress. AFI, Burials. Eminem, Marshall Mathers LP2.
Sweet.
Okay.
I'm going to do my honorable mentions, and then you go ahead with your
Yes.
your not so great categories.
Yes.
All right, so I got Device by Device, Everblack by the Black Dahlia Murder, The Whack Album by The Lonely Island, Paramore by Paramore, The Devil Went Down to the Holy Land by Betsefer, however the fuck you say that, The Wrong Side of Heaven, The Righteous Side of Hell, Volume 2, even though we already talked about that, I could probably just clump that in with my number 10. Hypernova by The Browning, War of Will by Battlecross, Charlemagne, The Omens of Death by Christopher Lee,
Nice.
Onyx by Pop Evil, Outlaw Gentlemen and Shady Ladies by Volbeat. But I do have a special story for one of these honorable mentions. It's a funny one. It's the one I was talking about earlier.
Okay.
So back in the day, picture this: my little fucking master brain over here is trying to borrow some music off the internet, due to some obviously not so great practices that I do not practice anymore. Bite me. But I wanted to get Fortress by Alter Bridge because I had heard a couple songs off of probably YouTube or some shit, or maybe on the radio, I don't know. And I wanted to get the rest of the album. So I went on to my borrowings website, and I got what I thought was Fortress by Alter Bridge. I'm listening to the whole fucking thing. Okay, I listened to the whole thing. I'm like, oh, this is a banger, dude. This is sick. I love this shit. It's awesome. And I get through it, and I realize that it didn't have the songs that I had already had anywhere to be found. So I'm like, wait a minute. So I went and looked at the track listing for Fortress by Alter Bridge. Not a single one of these songs is off of that album. Not a single one of these songs is by Alter Bridge at all. Period. And as a matter of fact, it is some like local garage band from somewhere else, I don't know who the fuck knows, that just recorded a very, very well produced studio album. And it sounds vaguely like Alter Bridge enough to trick my child mind into thinking that this was the Alter Bridge album. And I cannot remember for the life of me the name of that fucking band, but I remember they had a music video for the main song that I liked. There was one song that I liked a lot. I jammed that shit so hard. And I fucking put it on one of my CDs before I found out that this was not Alter Bridge. And I have on that CD just Fortress. I know it. I can see it in my head. I wrote the word Fortress on it because I thought that Fortress was the self-titled song of Fortress by Alter Bridge and that it was this band that was playing it. Wasn't. The song's not even called Fortress, for fuck's sake. So, I have a CD somewhere in my CD case that has that fucking word on it, and if I can manage to get it to work, which it probably won't because that CD case has been left in the sun God knows how many times. It's old and decrepit. One of the sides of my CD case was black. It's now white. It's sun bleached. But if I can manage to find it, I can get that fucking CD to work. I'll try to SoundHound it or something to see if I can figure out the name of that band and shit, if it even pops up on the SoundHound, because like I said, I'm not even sure they made any music after this. Or before this, to be honest with you. But these little fucking sneaky bitches titled their shit Fortress by Alter Bridge because it was a big album that came out that year and put it up on this torrent website. I guarantee you to try to get people to, like, you know, get it out there into the ether, you know?
Yeah.
And them fuckers worked on it. It worked. I did that. But anyway, little silly story I thought was funny, and I have since listened to the actual Fortress by Alter Bridge, and it's a pretty good album. So,
yeah.
Anyway, that was my silly story, and
no, the same
song,
thing. The same thing happened to me and my friend back in 2003 because everybody was very eager for Saint Anger by Metallica. And we found this band, like we found this song, it was called Gone With You. And I was like, holy shit, the new Metallica is gonna fucking slap. Yeah, it was not Metallica. And I highly implore anybody to check out the band Am I Blood? Because god damn, Gone With You, and I think it was Battle Freak was the other song that we had, and it was like, Jesus, Metallica's on a fucking new level. It's badass.
Oh, words.
It like sounded exactly like we're talking Black Album era Hetfield, and it fooled an entire fucking community. Like that's how fucking close it sounded. Like it was just insane.
That's the thing though. Like the one that I had, I bet you if I go back and listen to it now, they probably don't sound anything like Alter Bridge. But like at the time, the guy, he kind of sounded like Miles Kennedy. Like I could see an argument to be made, you know.
Yeah.
You know, kind of the higher pitch notes and stuff that he's able to hit, and I don't know. I just gotta fucking find it. I gotta find it. It's been bugging me for the past 2 days since we decided to record this one today. Or this year. I mean, I was like, Fuck, I need to find that CD case. I need to figure out the name of that song, but...
Oh, dude, yeah. I'm curious. I'm curious.
Dude, I have a feeling I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna listen to it and I'm gonna be like, man, this is shit. why do I like this so much? But
I can definitely tell you, Am I Blood? Like, I went back and listened to that, like, probably within the last year. Thoughts are still the exact
Still
same.
hits.
Like, yeah, and it could pass for Metallica.
hell yeah.
Like, just insane.
Okay. Yeah, no, absolutely. I'll check that out. I'll check that out.
Okay.
I love me some Metallica when Metallica sounds good anyway.
I need to talk about Metallica sometime because like
We should do a fucking Metallica episode. We've done a Slipknot one. Surely we can put together a fucking Metallica episode.
oh, dude, yeah, I'd be down with that. I've been in a huge Metallica kick lately. So,
we can do another From Band to Brand episode because it'd still be on par.
Oh, 1,000%.
And From Band to Brand Part 2, Metallica.
Coming soon.
Yeah. Jesus.
All right. So we got some disappointing albums this year.
Unfortunately, you listed one of mine in your honorable mentions.
Oh, I did I?
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna get some fucking heat for this one, but whatever.
Oh, Hail to the King.
Just go. Just say your fucking piece.
Okay. No, I understand where you're coming from, and the only reason that it is in because Hail to the King and Shepherd of fucking Fire. Oh.
All right. Well, we'll talk about it. Go ahead.
Shepherd of Fire is a fucking banger. All right. Okay, my most disappointing album. Temper by Bullet for My Valentine.
Yeah.
You want to talk Riot?
No, I don't want to
run from the law.
I don't want to talk about Riot at all. That is an awful song.
Hide from the sirens, hide from the law. Like, yeah, that song fucking sucks. And that's what like set the fucking tone for the album. Let's put that out as the first single. I remember listening to it and I was like, this is fucking dog shit. Like,
not good.
The album did have a few songs that like for instance, Dead to the World. I really like that song. I'm not gonna lie about that. And I think the opener, Breaking Point, I grew okay with. But this is where Matt's lyrics really started to how do I put this? Sound like it was written by a middle schooler who got beat by his dad for being a dumb fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this album was such a disappointment considering we had Fever, Scream Aim Fire, and The Poison. And then they put this shit out, and then it has been...
Even all of their demos, all of their, like, EPs and shit, their, like, mixes that they had with, like, their, like, covers and shit, like Welcome Home Sanitarium and all that stuff, when they released those, like, Domination by Pantera and shit. Like, they had all that stuff released and everything on top of The Poison, Scream Aim Fire, Fever, and this came out. I was shooketh. Okay, I was like, "What the fuck is this, dude? What is this?"
One thing I will add too is later this year, like in 2013, they put out Raising Hell, which was a legit. It was a fucking awesome Like, I was like, "Why in the fuck does your album not sound like this?"
Yeah.
Like, what in the fuck? So
Raising Hell is really good.
God, yeah. Raising Hell was so good. But yeah, that's why this album is just a disappointment.
This is one of my two most disappointing albums as well. This is my number one of two.
Go ahead and hit me with Hail to the King.
Yeah, my next one is Hail to the King by Avenged Sevenfold. Dude, I did not like this. I mean, it was okay. There were some songs on it. Yeah, Shepherd of Fire is alright. Hail to the King is okay. But Hail to the King and Shepherd of Fire both were overplayed like hell, for sure. Mm-hmm. There's no getting around that. Requiem was a really fun song, but it still didn't really sound a whole lot like Avenged Sevenfold at all. And I'm going to be real with you. I can't remember most of the other songs because it was just...
This means war!
Yeah, no, it's forgettable as fuck, dude. I just when you have something like Nightmare come out before this, and like this is the follow up to it. What are you doing, dude? What are you doing?
No.
I
One thing I still don't understand with this album, because like I said, I put it on my honorable mentions just based off of the fact that I do really enjoy two of them. How do people not like hear the similarities, like the blatant rip-offs in the album? Because I'm
yeah
sorry, Shepherd of Fire, I love that song. It's fucking Trust by Megadeth. How do
yeah
people say no? It's not. And This Means War is Sad But True if it was born like and it was beaten while it was in the womb and the mom was on meth.
yeah.
Like I don't understand how some people are like, I don't see it. I don't see these comparisons at all. Like, I never understood that.
Not a good album. It was an okay album. I mean, it was an okay album, and especially when you put it up next to The Stage and like fucking whatever the new one was, that was a goddamn clusterfuck. Like,
Oh.
it's all right, but it's not great. It's not great.
Life is But a Dream took a few listens before it made sense, but at least it tried something new and didn't just try to copy every fucking popular heavy metal band.
I'll give them brownie points for thinking outside the box and trying to do something different, but it didn't sound good.
There's disco. There's disco on it.
It sounded like shit,
not sound good?
It was awful.
Still, shitty disco, still disco, man. That's all disco. If I'm being 100% honest,
I guess, but dude, I don't know. I didn't. This album did not click with me. It never has. Probably never will. That's just it. But I agree with Temper 100%. It was so disappointing because, like we both said, it had so much build up to be a really fucking cool ass album, and then it didn't. So
yeah. But I've got one more because this album was not a disappointment. This album I just outright fucking hated so goddamn much. Yeah. And I remember I think it was the Metal Gods year, like the awards show that year. And Sebastian Bach was interviewing the band. And he says the album title, he's like, man, that album's either going to be really rad or it's going to fucking suck. And I know he meant it in like a way that, oh, it's going to be awesome. After listening to the album, I was like, just say it fucking sucks. Because I'm talking about Megadeth's Super Collider.
Oh.
That is the dumbest fucking album title of all time.
Well, I don't know. Anti-Fragile's pretty bad.
Yeah.
That's a pretty bad album title. Come on now.
Yeah. Okay, it's the second worst album title. It held that fucking like it could have been like getting pounded by pink unicorns in my anus, and it would have been like, okay, all right. But Super Collider, like,
yeah, I don't know.
I listened to this album once. It fucking sucked. I remember being excited that they got Draiman in on it. And like I don't think he was a producer by any means, but I think he was guest vocals on a song, and I was excited for that. And it fucking this album was such a, and thank God that they were like, okay, let's go back to the Dystopia, which was fucking solid. So I hate this fucking album.
I've never been a big Megadeth fan, to be honest. I like a few of their songs, but they just never clicked with me as much as Metallica or other bands in the genre, you know. But
there for a while, Megadeth clicked with me more than Metallica. Now, not so much, but yeah.
I've just never been a huge Megadeth fan. It was cool seeing them live twice within the span of a month, but
yeah.
I don't know, more of a like just to say we did it kind of thing than it was I'm going to see Megadeth, yay, you know.
Yeah,
I was definitely at those shows for a lot of the other bands before Megadeth by a landslide.
Yeah,
but
no, that's fair.
Yeah, I feel you. Hey,
okay,
bands have been around as long as Megadeth. They gotta have a stinky one or two, you know. So
yeah. That is
No
true.
way they can win them all.
Even Maiden had some stinkers, so yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I have listened to most of those. So, number one, Derek, what you got?
Released, as somebody already said early, April 5th, we have got Outlaw Gentlemen and Shady Ladies by Volbeat.
Dude.
This album just fucking hits, dude. Like, I'm serious.
It's a pretty fun album.
Volbeat isn't that great live. Like,
No, they're
I'm just
not.
gonna be honest. I'm just gonna be 1,000% honest about that. But fuck, this album hits, and this is where they brought in Rob Caggiano from Anthrax. So there was much. Well, I don't want to say like Michael Paulson's guitar work sucks, but it was good, and then it went to fucking awesome. Pearl Heart, like, I'm not gonna even try and do the voice and sing like I was with Riot, because I don't want to. I'm not insulting this album in any way, shape, or form. Like I meant to insult Bullet. But yeah, Pearl Heart, Nameless One, Dead But Rising is one of my favorite Volbeat songs. It just fucking just chugging and fucking hits. Got King Diamond for Room 24. Even Hangman's Body Count. You'll love this because every single time I hear this song, I think of WoW. Because I just run in fucking dungeons and then the Volbeats just fuck. Because you know the album's very fast paced.
Yeah.
And it's got a good beat to it. So it's like perfect for just running through shit in WoW. And I fucking did. Doc Holliday, fucking just solid. Even like The Lonesome Rider, which featured Sarah Blackwood, that was kind of a different song, but it fucking worked with the just overall idea that they were going for. With top to bottom, the album, I have no issues with it. At the time, I'll be honest, I didn't like Lopez. I got the skip it, and I fucking know all the words to it. I still sing along with it. And yeah, just so fucking good. Easily one of my best albums of the decade. I will just go ahead and say that now. The cherry on top for why 2013, more or less April of 2013, was like just the fucking best. But yeah, number one, Outlaw Gentlemen, Shady Ladies by Volbeat.
Yeah, I'm not. As we've discussed before, I'm not a huge Volbeat fan, but and yeah, they are ass live for sure.
Yeah,
they're not great live at all. But yeah, I very much enjoyed the Hangman's Body Count quite a bit. I'm pretty sure that's the song I'm thinking of. That one just has a really cool, like, just a really cool sound to it. I don't know what else to describe it as, but it's got like, it's just a cool sound, and I like fucking filling my ear holes with it. But yeah, overall the album's pretty cool. I like I said, I don't go out of my way to listen to Volbeat, but if I'm going to listen to Volbeat, it's probably going to be something off of this album or the one with Still Counting on it. What the fuck is the name of that album?
Guitar Gangsters and Cadillac Blood.
Yeah. It's got to be off of one of those two albums if I'm going to listen to Volbeat, but
that's 100% fair.
Cool. All right, number one.
All right, hit me with it. I already know it. I got it typed in and everything.
October 10th. 2013. Vengeance Falls by Trivium. Dude, I fucking love this album. I fucking love this album. Okay, so a long, many moons ago, first album that I ever heard by Trivium was The Crusade. And
not the best foot.
That album was just, for some reason, the only thing I had to reference Trivium with. So naturally, I liked a few songs off of it, and the rest of it, I was like, whatever. I don't really care. Long time ago. Eventually, somebody had shown me. It was probably Cody. Cody probably showed me Shogun, more than likely.
Okay.
And it was either Shogun or it was something off of In Waves, maybe. I can't remember, but one of those two albums, I listened to all in full, and I'm like, oh, fuck, I love this. Like, this is really cool. This is not even close to what I thought Trivium was, because all I had to reference was The Crusade. And So at this point, I'm now hooked. And it just so happened to be 2013 when I was like getting hooked to Trivium. And this album released. And I was like, oh shit, there's a new Trivium album for me to listen to. Because I was like really getting into it. And of course, I heard Strife first. I'm pretty sure that was the single that came out.
Yeah.
And
actually, they put out Brave the Storm first. Like, no music video. But that was the first song I remember hearing. And then they put out Strife and the music video and everything.
Well, Strife would have been the first song I heard off of it then. Because I do remember listening to that one first. And I was hooked. I was like, yep, this is it. So we start listening to the album, and Vengeance Falls comes on. And that hook that he does, the vocal hook that he does, was fucking awesome. I love it. It's powerful. It's fun. The whole album from start to finish, in my opinion, has like just really cool like driving force to it the whole way through. And then, of course, we finish off with Wake, The End Is Nigh, which is super fucking depressing, but it's like, I mean, you feel it, you know? You feel every single thing that Matt says in that bitch, you know? But Villainy Thrives, dude, they're taking some fucking shots, you know? Some of the best shots to be taken, of course, but, like, they're hitting all the marks, you know? Brave the Storm's fun, Vengeance Falls, Strife, of course. I did not mind the Losing My Religion cover, but not my favorite cover either. Of course, Skull's landslide better by every stretch.
God, yeah.
But, yeah, I just listened to this whole fucking album today, actually, on my way to and from work and picking up the kids and shit. And yeah, I was just in a Vengeance Falls mood because I knew we were going to be talking about it, so threw her on today. And yeah, good stuff. I love this album. I like the Crusade too now. Like I've kind of, it's grown on me, but it's probably on the lower end of my Trivium list. But still, I still love it. I don't know. But yeah, Tomorrow We Die Alive and Vengeance Falls, like I said, could be intertwined here. I could flip a coin and just pick one, to be honest with you. Just because this album by Born of Osiris, like, legit could not have come at a better time in my life. And even listening to it now, though, it holds up. It's a fucking banger all the way through. Definitely check it out if you get a chance. And, of course, if anybody's listening, they haven't heard Vengeance Falls, definitely check that out as well. It's a fun album.
Yes.
So.
All right.
What we got?
So, collective top 10. Number 10, we've got Kalma, the Seventh Symphony.
Hell yeah.
5. Number 9, we've got Five Finger Death Punch, Wrong Side of Heaven, Righteous Side of Hell, which is volume 1 and 2, with 6. Number 8, Him, Tears on Tape, with 7. Number 7, with 7. We've got Persephone with Spiritual Migration. Number 6, A Day to Remember's Common Courtesy, with 8.
Hell yeah.
Number 5, Kill Switch Engage, Disarm the Descent, with 8. Number 4, Born of Osiris, Tomorrow We Die, with 9. Number 3, Ghosts in Festunam. Hopefully one of those times I pronounced it right. With 9. Number 2, with 9 as well, we've got Bring Me the Horizon, Sandpit Turtle.
Hell yeah.
My brain tried to course correct it towards the end. It's Sempiternal. No, Sandpit Turtle does just sound better.
It's so good.
And then no shocker to anybody on this channel that's watched these before. Number 1 with 16 points, we have got Trivium's Vengeance Falls.
Bangers.
Yeah.
Bangers, 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 bangers.
No, you know, it's not that I hate Vengeance Falls by any means. It just took for. And those other 4 albums, seriously, I just think they're just better. And they didn't take near as long to grow.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, hey, Trivium's on a winning streak with us regardless. I don't think there's been a year that we've done these top 5 or top 10s where Trivium hasn't been on the list if they release an album. So,
or
on both of our lists if they've released an album. So, yeah, I mean, they're on a winning streak.
Yeah.
And they don't fall off anytime soon. So we're only on 2013, baby. We got plenty of albums to go by Trivium.
Yeah, we got more trivium to cover, that's for damn sure.
Oh, hell yeah. We could probably just do a Trivium episode, to be honest with you, but...
From band to fucking awesome band.
Yeah, from band to band again to band of bands. I don't know. I fucking love Trivium, dude. Anyway, yeah.
Agree.
That's our lists. So let us know what you think down in the comments. If you're listening to us on Spotify, make sure you swing over to our YouTube channel where we do a shitload of other stuff. From movie reviews and game reviews and stuff like that. Derek does those, and we also have a shitload more like actual podcast, long form content like this that we did not upload to our Spotify just because we weren't doing Spotify at the time. But if you are on YouTube and you would like to go to Spotify and support us that way as well, check that out. Make sure you like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let us know down below what your top 10 albums of 2013 are.
Yes.
And they better be studio albums only from 2013.
Somebody throws out a goddamn greatest hits, I'm gonna snap.
Right. You're getting the backhand. You're getting the band hammer. You're out of here. Done.
It's losing my religion cover all over again.
Anyway, stay tuned. We got some stuff coming up. We're definitely going to be doing some Star Wars stuff here soon. I'm not going to throw out a date because I'm not sure just yet, but we got some Star Wars stuff coming. Obviously, we'll keep doing the top 10s of the years until we run out of years. So, yeah. Peace. See you later, guys.